Hello friends, and welcome to the first episode of Short Videos in Jerusalem. My name is Tal Chenya and I am a tour guide in Jerusalem. This video is being shot in the days of lockdown here in Israel due to the coronavirus. So I will not shoot this video in Jerusalem, but where I live. I'm living in a settlement named Jericho, which means Jericho Overlook. Right now I'm standing at the observation point from which we can see the Moab mountains, including Mount Nebo, and right over there you can see the city of Jericho, which is one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world. Between the city of Jericho and the Moab mountains, the Jordan River flows. You can see these mountains, which are located west of Jericho. Situated within these mountains is Wadi Kelt and the Prat riverbed. The Bible tells us that before the Israelites entered the Promised Land or the land of Canaan, Moses' successor Joshua dispatched 2 spies on a mission to Jericho. They were told to infiltrate the city and to assess city's defenses. Once inside the city walls of Jericho, the spies made their way to a brothel, which made excellent sense from a strategic point of view. And why? Because the spies didn't want to be noticed, and the spies wanted to look for a place where they could gather information. A brothel was a perfect place. In the brothel, they met a prostitute named Rahab. And the Bible says that when the king of Jericho discovered that 2 spies had entered the city, Rahab took the 2 spies and she hid them under the flax on her roof. And later on, the messengers of the king came to Rahab and they asked her to bring out the 2 spies. And she told them the following, according to the Bible: "It is true, the men did come to me, but I don't know from where they are, where the men went. Pursue them quickly, for you can overtake them." And then it says later on that the messengers of the king headed for the Jordan River. They relied completely on the information Rahab had given them. So the men pursued them in the direction of the Jordan to the crossings. And so now the spies knew that their presence was known throughout the city of Jericho. And they realized they must flee before they were caught. But how could they flee, since the city gate was closed? And to where? It would be a mistake to flee to the Jordan River, since the messengers of the king were spread out in that area. And as you can see, the area around the city of Jericho is an open plain, an area in which they could easily be caught. So only one way was left, and that was the area here, which is west of Jericho. How could the spies have known the topographical map of this area? The Bible says that Rahab explained it to the spies in detail, as the Bible recounts. She lowered them by the rope through the window, for her house was in the wall of the fortification, and she said to them, "Go to the mountain, lest the pursuers encounter you." And when you consider all the options in this area, it becomes clear that this area, the canyon of Wadi Kelt, of the Prat riverbed, this area is the place where the spies were hiding 3 days when they fled the city. What about food and water? They had water from the Prat river, and it is likely that they ate wild edible plants growing next to the river. For 3 days they hid in the caves in the canyon of Wadi Kelt, going over the information they had compiled. Finally, after the messengers sent by the king of Jericho despaired of finding the spies, then the spies returned to Joshua, and together they prepared the final plan for the attack on Jericho. This is why I believe this area and the canyon within it played a key role in the story of the Israelite spies here in Jericho before the Israelites entered the Promised Land. Hello friends, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and as I told you in the beginning, I must stay at home due to the lockdown. I hope to see you next time in Jerusalem, so follow me on my Facebook page and see you next time in my next video in Jerusalem.